It's another exciting time on our favorite podcast, my favorite podcast, your favorite podcast, of course, Say My Piece. My name is Omotunde Adeboale David, but you all call me Lolo One. Forget the get up. You know, when I'm on this podcast, I'm always on my A game. So today, the Jebu in me decided to come out, and I wanted to flog Bolo because that boy's tease was choking me last time. But today, I decided to bring all my Jebu glory to fore. And here I am in all my glory. Is my beauty not beautying? Welcome to our podcast today, of course. Thank you for all the love you've been showing the broadcast. Thank you for all your follow. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the sharing. We need more of it. So keep doing it so that we can keep being here. Of course, I'm not alone. My favorite co-anchor is here.
He's here. You know when you just talk to that boy. For the first time, the word that boy, it's low. Like they blow me for belly. I felt like they reduced my steez. Oh. You understand? But anyway, we are here. I'm just on the low. You understand? And one of those days when I just on the low.
I have malaria too.
Malaria, do you?
I tell you.
My own, at the country, they do me. I want to leave this country. Because this country is punching me everywhere. But you know, see, for this country, you just wake up, say you just want to come out.
Let me tell you one of the things I regret is having not made the decision years ago.
I know, but Lord, remember we talked about this sometime, but we couldn't because of the nature of what we do.
Yes.
If you remember.
The lure of what I do, I enjoy it. And every time that I want to travel, I see the lives people live there. It's not enviable in the beginning. No?
Yes.
Because there's nobody that starts where you left.
Yes.
You have to start from the very beginning.
Exactly.
Except you are in maybe like a doctor, like IT people.
And those ones have to be continued.
Those ones are specialized jobs that you can easily, get into your feet.
But for an entertainer or a media person, you must start from the beginning.
You are gonna go and clean.
Because over time, you've spent years creating that brand, creating a name, putting your face out there. Next thing.
You are cleaning in a care home.
You have...
Raise your hand if you've not done it.
You are cleaning in a care home. Anyway, my name is Agbolo. You guys are welcome. And of course, like Lolo talk, please, not please, thank you very much for all of your comments and everything. The engagement is getting better as Cuff. We just want you to continue on that, all right? So...
And today...
based on our running away from the country P...
Oh, yeah, we brought you a very hot... he's a world traveler. And on top of that, his tease... the guy they dress, they finish work. On top of that, he's now a doctor. So if you're single in Lagos, this is a great podcast to watch today because we bring you one of the oldest, most eligible, totally don't stay for rack bachelor. Ogbola and him, they are running the same race. Who will be first to marry in their 80s? No, let me not cause them.
Now my colleague way.
Now your colleague way. Please help us make welcome the very, mysterious Wakawaka Doctor.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I feel clap, Abi. I feel clap.
No, of course, you clap.
Be yourself.
They say lizard fall for ground. Bam.
Yeah, if nobody hail him. You go hail his
Our G, they crack. I see we're already before this podcast started, there was nothing. He didn't tell us about what we are spending, what he is spending. But all I know, there is a God in heaven.
That can turn things around.
He can turn things around. Turn things around. Today you are in London. Tomorrow you are in Europe. Just don't walk out where immigration will catch you. Unless you get a song, I go do you.
No, you will see talent.
And disillusionment.
You just do for Center of Express, they dance. You say, I can dance.
But Waka, Waka is my friend. We're developing a friendship and I'm enjoying it. Tell me, what even made you choose to leave in the first place?
Yeah, no, but even before we started to even ask his way to leave, he's very popular for all of what he does on, social media and all of that, helping people to, travel, leave the country.
Legitimately.
When I talked earlier, I said I want to leave the country, blah, 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 but of course, Nigeria my home. But at the end of the day, so that's what he does, and of course, has a huge following on social media. So first of all, make we just put that one first for those of them who are just meeting him for the first time. All right. So back to your question, Lolo.
All right, since you did that introduction, I thought everybody knew you. All right, so what made you leave in the first place? Because in the country now, somebody, I read, I don't know if it's a Chinese proverb. They said when you put a frog in hot water, that when the water is boiling, the frog adjusts its temperature to suit the environment. They said it keeps adjusting the temperature until it becomes really, really hot and it can no longer. Then it tries to jump out. And at that time, he had used up all his energy to adjust the temperature that when the time to escape comes, he doesn't have the strength anymore and the frog dies. And somebody would ask that, what actually killed the frog? Some would say it's the boiling water. But another school of thought will say that it is not knowing when it was time to get out. Because I won't lie to you, struck me so deeply that I said when you called me, it was one of the first things I would ask you. What motivated you to leave Nigeria in the first place?
The truth is that from the start, I was Mr. Nigeria. Honestly, Mr. Nigeria.
Very patriotic.
Yeah. Never had the plans of leaving the shores of Nigeria. I wanted to be here. I was happy. It had to be Nigeria. But looking back, and people have asked me this question several times, and I always feel that it's of two folds. I feel that the situation I was at the time motivated me to want to make the move. And number two is that there was a circumstance that happened while I was doing my house job at the time. I'm going to tell you both stories. So the first thing was, as a doctor, doing my National Youth Service, I had two jobs because I was trying to make ends meet, and I wanted to. Doctor must ride car now. I mean, must carry babe now.
He must live the life.
He must live the life.
Yes.
But I'm on two jobs. 98,900.
The life was leaving you.
The life was leaving you.
98,200. You go 9 o'clock, then finish around 5. Between 9 to 5, you will see between 150 to 200 patients.
Hi.
Yes, now.
One human being.
Yes, so healthcare was free. So
Yeah.
And the truth is that there's no way you can see those patients efficiently.
Yes.
So you Mama, what did they worry you? Headache. Okay. Fever day, I mean, very fast. I wasn't happy with that situation. But that's the way things, ran there. Then, in the evening, you go home at 5, you rest for 1 hour. As you waka come out, you buy food to chop, with Maltina or Coke or Fanta. You're going to the second job where you work overnight. And, it continued like that until one day...
all of this one, 98K.
98K.
Just for emphasis.
Remember, say you must send money home. So, it not be 98K you go even spend. And you go still sort some other...
Normal.
But thank God I even had free accommodation at the time because I had a very good classmate who his mom... at the time accommodated me, so it was very good at the time. I didn't have to pay for rent and stuff. But I was managing that 98,900. And one day, amala is my best food, amala, So we, and every day, there's one restaurant, me and my friend, one of my very, very good friends, we go to this restaurant with the chop amala. So this day, we can't go now. I can't see newspaper, adverts. Say, Saudi is looking for doctors, free accommodation, free flights, free visa processing, salary in dollars, tax free.
Your salary flash for your eye.
Interview in Lagos. They're not tell me twice. So carried my bag, ran to Lagos, came to Ikeja.
Okay, you were not in Lagos at then.
I was in Lagos. Okay. Came to Ikeja, did the interview, got offered the job on the spot.
Wow.
Visa processing took about 4 months, and boom. February of 2014, I was off and gone. And I remember my mom, of blessed memory, she would say, you dey go Muslim country, be careful, don't quote Bible, don't argue with anybody, may they not go blow you, all those stereotypes and all that. But it was one of the most, fantastic experiences I've ever had, and it was worth it. Now, the second side of the story is that while I was doing my house job, I did my house job in Ilorin, University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital. And there was a patient that I had seen who was terminally ill. and I was the doctor assigned to her. And I did my best to take care of that patient. I did my very, very best, And her husband would come, but I never saw the husband until the day she died. And when she died, I was there, tried to resuscitate, but eventually she passed. And I remember in the morning, I came over again. I was emotionally attached to her, and it was very painful for me. And when I came, I met the husband with another man who had come and to make hospital arrangements. And they called me. They said, you are the doctor that has been looking after my wife. First gap.
In what way, sir?
In what way have you been taking care? What way?
I can't look. I say, yes, I'm the one. I'm the one. And the man looked at me. Ilorin, you have all these Muslim guys with beards.
Yeah.
And the man looked at me and he said, my wife would always tell me of how much you cared for her when she was alive. Every day. I didn't even know this thing. Then he said, are you a Muslim or a Christian? I said, I'm a Christian. He said, I want to say a prayer for you. Hope you don't mind, though. It's going to be Islamic prayer. I said, I don't mind. It's not be God. Okay? So the Afa now, they now started praying. They didn't pray for my safety. They didn't pray that I should have money. The prayer was that you will practice in many countries.
Wow.
Yeah.
As at this time,
I was doing house job just after medical school.
But have you started processing
No.
Not at all.
No, at all. And they were like, you will practice abroad. And you will not just practice in one country. You will practice in one. You will practice in two. You will practice in three. And you'll be earning in foreign currency. I swear, I just did laugh.
Because your mind not continue. Yeah.
As I did pray, I just did laugh. Say, I don't know this kind of prayer.
Off
Me, I want to be in Nigeria. It's not about just they talk the amen they go. Honestly, it was just 1 year after I moved. So looking back, I say, is it coincidence that what I wanted at the time, I saw the opportunity and I moved?
Yeah.
Or is it fate based on the prayer that was prayed for me that took its effect? So,
Wow.
what happened to that?
That was beautiful. At least, judging by what you had just asked as well, timing.
Yeah.
Timing came into
And
being.
sometimes I want to believe that there's something called providence. There are some things that are taken out of our hands. A lot of humans just think that our life exists in isolation. For one, I believe that nothing happens to you physically that hasn't happened in the spirit. Sometimes you will see your future. You just don't know.
Yeah.
Even in the place of prayer, there's a seeing.
Yeah.
That you might not understand why those words. Who would have thought that Esther would be a queen?
Yeah.
I'm very sure she wasn't the most beautiful.
Yeah.
Because Israel then, waiting there be. They fine, no, but I'm sure she was ordinary. The way they even describe her. So sometimes I want to believe there's a spiritual connect to everything.
Yeah, of
So
course.
it's not
But,
so when you
like
finish
I
it,
said,
go pray for me. Maybe they fix the
to
any
pass it on.
remedy.
To pass it
Any
on.
remedy.
Okay, but talking about what you started doing on social media, was it as a result of the fact that yours had worked, the way yours had worked, and you say, Omo, it's like I should extend this thing to other Nigerians who want to leave the country? Because presently, there are a number of Nigerians who would trek the desert to leave this place. As it's hot now, even those with money, those without money, people want to leave the country because where it is right now, more no lie, it's an emergency case. You get, it's not like it's just bad, it's emergency.
It's worse.
You get. So what took you into helping other Nigerians leave
The
the
truth
country?
is, when it comes to my life, I have loads of stories about different things, and this is no exception.
Okay.
Stories too.
Yeah.
So I used to travel, and I've told it a couple of times. So when I moved to the Middle East, I started traveling, and I was seeing. Okay, in fact, when I landed in the Middle East first, from my hotel and from the airport, they picked me up, took me to the hotel, 1 hour drive. We did drive inside Jeep.
Hey, Kalaya.
I say, now, normally we know that roads should be smooth, but
we're not used to it.
I grew up on the mainland now, where so moving smoothly. I was like, that's so life be. I didn't have to rush to iron my clothes the next day. I didn't have to charge my phone. I was like, so there's a different world outside actually.
Yeah.
And so I started traveling. So from Saudi Arabia, I visited Bahrain. From Bahrain, I visited United Arab Emirates. I visited Kuwait. I visited Oman. And I was learning about the culture, learning about the people, learning about how things operate in different countries. And my love for travel started growing. So that made me start visiting place to place. And then I met another popular social media influencer, Wakawaka Doctor.
Okay.
Oh, really? Is your friend?
Okay. Yes, my friend. He's my friend.
Yeah, he's a doctor.
So, he's a
Yeah,
doctor.
he's a doctor too.
So I met Wakawaka Doctor, who was, at the time, he was emerging. Wasn't as big as this,
he is
but he
now.
was growing, and he was doing social media, and he was doing fantastically well. Me, I was in the hospital. And then he said to me one day, was like, why don't you show people what you see when you go to these places? I say, bro, I don't get time. I beg. So on Christmas, Christmas Day, day before Christmas, 2019, before COVID, just before COVID, December before lockdown.
Okay.
I was in Nigeria, went to the beach, and he started by saying, see, this thing I've been telling you about, you need to start telling people how to move to these countries. No, you need to start telling people what you see in these countries. Okay, so I said, okay, we go agree now. Okay, what name should we? Let's start with name first. So we said, okay, travel doctor. He said, travel doctor, no sweets. He said, we need a name
Nigerianized.
Yes, like Wakawaka Doctor. I say, oh yeah, talk now. He now came up with the name Wakawaka Doctor.
Okay.
So I said, okay, let's start. So I started making YouTube videos of attraction sites, go to Luxembourg, go to France, go to Norway, things they can see. And after a few weeks, he said to me, he was like, this is not enough. You now have to start telling people how to get there. Don't just show them what to see. Show them how to get there. And so I was like, okay, we'll start. So I started looking for opportunities. I'll do loads and loads of research. And trust me now, when I started, the abuse, no be people, especially people in diaspora who live abroad.
Okay.
There's this idea of people who live abroad. They don't want you to come.
Of course.
They want you to stay where you are,
there.
so that they can be sending you money. You can be asking them for money and things. And I got a lot of pushback. They were abusing me left, right, and center. But I'm someone, like I said behind the cameras, you see, social media doesn't, if you talk for money tonight, I won't be moved.
The wall of Gibraltar.
Come and say it in front of me. Yeah, then we can talk. All this one you hide behind your camera or typing.
Keypad warriors.
Don't find anybody that get ring lights.
In fact, my mouth not good. So if you come for me, I will come for you. We know they see ourselves.
It's a basketball situation.
We know they see ourselves. But face to face. So I got a lot of pushback and people saying, no, don't mind him. He's a fraudster. I say, I'm a fraudster. First and foremost, I have MBBS, Bachelor in Medicine, Bachelor in Surgery. Number 2, I have a Master's in Public Health. Number 3, I have a Diploma in Management. Number 4, I have a postgraduate degree in Medical Education. How can I be a fraudster? What do you want to give me?
After all these
You
certificates.
understand? What do you want to give me?
Yeah.
So I continued, I didn't listen. I kept putting out the information. And Wakawaka Doctor was always saying, just continue. And my numbers started growing. YouTube, 250,000 subscribers. Instagram, almost 1 million. Twitter, almost 500,000. TikTok, and I just started, and testimonials kept,
So you actually started helping people?
Yeah, I just started helping people with information and even helping them one-on-one as well.
Yeah.
So, I got a message over the last few weeks where someone told me about, sent me a message, just moved to Austria. Okay. And he said, look, in Austria, there is a WhatsApp group where more than half of the people on that WhatsApp group got to Austria because of you. So, that's
so that means you go be like Moses now.
Just like this.
Yes, so everybody just follow the leader, So
that's how it came.
I'm always very excited when I see Nigerians where would they do unique things. A lot of people these days tend to follow bandwagon. Everybody is doing this, everybody follows. And when you're able to carve a niche and it's different, and it's credible. Credibility is one of the things that is missing in this generation.
Yeah.
A lot of people will tell you, I'm rich. But many people cannot stand behind that riches and say, this is how I made it.
Yeah. So
we just see
a lot of people can show you the
end,
how.
We see the beginning
and the end.
We see the end.
But the how.
But the middle, that process, not there. How about Nigerians? Because say, Wakawaka Doctor, if you tell me say Nigerians no decrease.
I know.
Bro. Are there no experiences that you have wondered that, are you normal? Are you, bro? You they talk as if say, not only sane people. Have you seen insane people get in touch with you? And everything you tell them is like, you don't even understand how they are processing. Honestly, because we've been on radio. Now, you go tell them where you did.
Yeah.
They'll say, hello? Is this Star FM? You'll be like, have you encountered such ridiculousness?
There are a lot of people, and what pushes them, not desperation, right? Desperation. So you have people that they are eager to pay you any amount of money, bros. Just if you tell me now, say, make I squeeze inside bag.
Yeah.
Airports, they go. They're going to follow you, and they're ready to pay you any amount of money. But when you tell them that, look, I can collect your money and run away.
Yeah.
But that's not the right way to do it. These are the steps. Everything is step and process. Follow the steps. There are people that don't want to do that.
Yeah.
They don't want to follow. They don't want to do the work. And everything requires some effort on your part.
Definitely.
But I don't want to say a lot of Nigerians. There are Nigerians who are so desperate and just want you to do the whole process. They don't care.
Yeah.
You don't care. And I have tons of stories. Bros, do you have someone I can meet in Libya? How? How? I got an email from a guy who had the visa to one country. I can't remember the country he had the visa for, but the aeroplane had a stopover in Singapore. So he had to wait he can't see the airport.
It is sweet town.
They had a long layover, Singapore, 18 hours. And Singapore has top 2 most beautiful airports in the world. He can't see the airport.
This country.
He would die for this Singapore. He sent me an email.
Wow.
Do you know anybody in Singapore that can come and pick me into and just take me inside? I said, so the person could just enter, carry you, come. You get Singapore visa. And
Foolish people.
Back and forth. He kept, bros, I beg, just link me up with someone. But I think he was going to Turkey or something. He was going to one of these countries that wasn't a big country. And I'm like, why do you want to jeopardize your freedom? Why do you want to put yourself in such a situation? You get arrested, you get deported. Why? And he was saying, he was begging me, bros, I will pay. Airport you see, So I've heard a lot of ridiculous stories from different people.
But you know that Nigerians actually think that this visa application, you have to, I won't lie to you, I've seen people take their passport to churches where they pour anointing oil.
Yeah.
I've seen them take it to Babalawo shrine
where
they will put it before Amadi Oha.
Yeah.
I've seen them put it by the riverside.
Yeah.
No,
Some people put inside their Bible.
Yeah. Because I don't want to cast aspersion on anybody's faith. But do you really think that is or is it part of the ingredients?
You see, okay, like you said when we
and
started.
they pay for these things.
But like like you said before we started, or when we started, you said that anything that happens physically, there's a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
So I don't always want to underestimate the spiritual realm, because everything that happens physically must have happened spiritually.
Sure.
So I don't always like to underestimate the powers that exist.
Yeah.
And this is not me, saying anything about Christianity or Islam or even other traditional religions. But again, physically speaking and strictly speaking, when you apply for visas and stuff, it's more about documentation,
process,
strategy,
your readiness,
planning,
not anointing oil.
Anointing oil.
Yeah.
Because that guy at U.S. Embassy go still look you.
Then they use mantle.
Give you pink slip.
They will use a rock.
Some people just say.
Ask your question again.
Meanwhile, the documents are not complete.
Yeah, it's not complete.
You just give it a go. That's it.
Yeah.
You can't. So even if you're going to apply faith, you're going to apply all those. You still have to be prepared.
Yes.
You still have to supply the correct documents. You still have to have the correct amount of money in your account. You still have to show proof of economic ties. You still have to have an itinerary, hotel reservation, flight reservation. Then maybe the anointing fee push am for back. Not be saying you go put anointing for front, documentation.
Lord,
Yeah.
they will not see my document. They will not see my document.
When they see my face, they will favor me.
Favor me.
My brother,
You
go
know
and
the
get your
work.
documents
Go and
first.
get your documents. You know the work.
But in the area of patriotism,
Yeah.
do you think that because of course some people will look at you and say you're supposed to be helping Nigerians stay and find how we can make the country better? Because of course there will be people who will tell you they are Nigerians, let us stay, let us make the country a better place, but you are helping people to leave the country. Why are you helping people to leave the country? Shouldn't you be helping people to stay and let us build the country together?
I get that a lot. And you know what my answer is?
Wow.
My name is Wakawaka Doctor, not Bob the Builder. I'm a doctor and not be carpenter. I cannot help you to be building country. You have people there that they are responsible to build. They've been building since 1960. You know what? Shane and me go come build them. So that is not my responsibility. But that aside, you see, the whole concept of migration or immigration, you see, every economy that works, every country that is great today is great off the backs of immigrants. So immigration is huge for every working economy. That construction worker, that doctor, that teacher. Remember when Nigeria was great now? When Nigeria was good, who was, our maths teachers and...
Ghanaians.
Ghanaians, yeah.
Ghanaian.
So they're foreigners.
Liberians.
Indians, they come teach
Yes.
us. Indians, they come schools, come teach us.
Yeah.
That's how it is. So in the UK, for instance, you have foreigners as medical doctors. That's how it works. So immigration helps build economy. So even me that I'm saying go, I'm not saying go and never look back. Because again, for you to migrate successfully, you have to close the loop. So you have to go and come back. And coming back doesn't mean that you have to be local government chairman or you have to, you can affect your family. You can contribute to your family, the smallest possible unit. You can contribute to your small local government, your community. It doesn't have to be state or national level. So migration is about closing the loop. So even if you go in your 20s, in your 30s, you have to consider coming back in your 60s, 50s or 60s. You have to consider coming back. And then you'd have said, oh, I've successfully migrated. So people that say, oh, you're always advising people to leave. How can our continent be great? It is not my responsibility, brother. It's not my responsibility.
Everybody
But
get their own work.
Everybody get their own work. You know, when I'm looking at migration indices, who stands a better chance, women or men? Because women has been trying for years. And our migration or immigration in the early years used to be towards Italy.
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 I think they've calmed down now.
Yeah, because
They've
and like,
come down.
let me not lie to you, like 15, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
I can say 25 years ago with this face. Yeah. I'm telling you, when I was in university, when you hear abroad, I won't lie to you, Italy is where you hear.
Yeah.
And they even, somebody told me that they put women in show glass.
That was this
In
country.
the Netherlands.
Netherlands.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Netherlands.
That's
Red
district.
Well,
red
they
district.
know it. I don't. No, I found it so unbelievable.
Yeah.
That they will put women like show
You
glass.
no,
go
it's-
just, you go just the waka now.
Na
Just-
pick- na
you
point
go
and
dey
kill,
pick.
oh.
Yeah, point and kill.
Na point and
Just
kill. Yeah.
point am.
Saying,
So
okay.
they will just they dance like this,
Yes,
put red
now.
color.
Yes, now,
and
it's a
they will-
It's called
Thing.
Red District.
Yeah.
Wow.
Red light district.
Honestly, then it was like I won't lie to you, it was something we read off maybe magazines, hearsay. You know, university that I'm so grateful that we never had food. Maybe I've joined prostitution gang and become a hoop cup gang. Do you know sometimes I'll sit down now and think that when I did university, who for five buy me phone? Hey, maybe I go not turn person like go not derail. But at that time, that was the thing that we hear. Is this still commonplace? You have seen a lot. What is the state of women abroad? Do you see the narrative changing or it's getting worse? Or you say is
I'd say that I think, you know, in the past, there was so much noise about it and the noise has gone down, but doesn't mean that it's non-existent. It's still there, especially from poor countries. Okay, if you go to the United Arab Emirates, there's still rings of people running prostitution rings.
But you know this United Arab Emirates you just said, they have laws against this thing.
Of course,
now
now,
everything is coded. Now.
Everywhere there's a law, there are
Everything
people
is
who are bound
coded.
to break it.
Everything
Now
is
they switch.
coded.
Now they make it say
I mean,
switch.
it's just like you go. I remember when I was in Saudi Arabia, they'll say no alcohol, but there's Guinness-like content in a Guinness bottle without alcohol.
They want cheat themselves.
So you know what you want now,
Yes,
but
now.
you are using scope to.
Yeah,
So even in places like United Arab Emirates in Asia, huge rings, and that's why I always, comment on legal migration. You have to do it the right way. So women are still moving. I was in Qatar sometime last year, and I met ladies from West Africa, about at least 5-6 of them from West Africa. And they are people who were promised, they paid money, but they were promised when you get to Qatar, there's job waiting for you. And then all of a sudden you get to Qatar, you've paid this huge amount of money, there's no job. And then the person is telling you that, this money you paid is only 30% of what you need. So you have two choices. They can't refund you. So you have two choices. Is either you go back home empty-handed, go cry, lick your wounds, go cry to your mama.
You've lost money too.
You've lost money. Or you continue what they are going to offer you. Sleep with men and collect, money, and then you'll be paying them percentage. And then they'll be doing your papers till you can stand on your feet. So this happens in India, happens in Qatar, happens in Europe as well. It's still ongoing.
People keep falling prey for these things. Even with all the education, with everything that is being said about it, people keep falling prey for these things. How can the average person now who wants to leave the country say, I want to come up for the country now, look for a better life and all that? How can you avoid or know what is legit and which is not legit?
So there are ways to identify scams.
Okay.
It's not easy, but you have to identify scams some way. I always tell people that if you want to move abroad, you must have 3 things.
Okay.
It's either you have money. If you don't have money, you must have a degree.
Okay.
If you don't have a degree, you must have a skill. So if you know that you don't have money, you don't have a degree, you don't have a skill, and you want to go abroad, you must get one of those 3.
With who
Otherwise,
who just the Wakanda get it? Okay.
my brother.
As I want to ask the question, I can't think of that.
Or you now look for someone that has papers and get married to them and get their papers. That's another way, And so because of the desperation of a lot of people, because of the economic problems we're facing in our country, they're looking for alternatives and seeking greener pastures and looking to move abroad. They now fall into the arms of, these scammers. And what they do, for instance, is it's quite easy to identify some of them. For instance, they will encourage you to use fake documents.
Okay.
Plenty. You remember Oluwole now?
Yes. Of course.
You remember Oluwole?
But honestly, let me not lie.
A lot of people patronize them, even good and bad.
Allegedly, I know people, allegedly, I've heard of people
We
that
know.
actually went with Tori Olori.
Yes, we know.
Ugly.
We know plenty of people that use Tori Olori to go.
But I doubt if you can still do.
No, you can't do it
Olori
anymore.
that.
It's very difficult.
Biometrics.
It's very difficult. But back in the day, people used to do it. So these scammers would encourage you to use fake documents. When you talk to a scammer, they make themselves inaccessible as well. You cannot come to them. You can't reach them.
Yeah.
They don't listen to suggestions. It is their way or the highway. They don't accept feedbacks. And you get people that say, don't worry, pay after visa. Nah, lie. If I want to work for you, you must pay me for the work I do. Whether you want the result, it doesn't matter. I tell people, for instance, if I want to consult or work with you, you have to pay for my time. Right?
Yep.
What I'm doing as Wakawaka Doctor does not feed me. Okay? But if you want my time, you have to pay for it because it's valuable.
Yeah.
But all these scammers, they come and say, don't worry, we'll do the processing. You pay after everything. Nah, lie. And again, I always tell people this, and this will cause controversy, but I always tell people this. This person that wants to process your visa for you, and he has never been abroad, why he no do am for himself?
Bam! Yes.
He no like the abroad.
Yeah.
It be like Babalawo where they do ritual money.
Yeah.
Why
When
are
you
you
get
not
money.
rich?
Yeah.
You know, like the abroad ni. He say, bring 2 million and I will send it to Canada. Why you no use your own 2 million go to Canada?
Now you like Nigeria.
You don't like the Canada. It's some and I mean it's just straightforward and it's too good to be true.
Yeah.
It's too when I post videos, for instance, and sometimes I get comments like this. Let's people say, maybe it's the organ trafficking. And I always say it's because we don't read.
Yeah.
For every video I post, for instance, there is always a government website. So if I post a video of Australia or the Netherlands or Finland, it is not me talking. It is research that I've made from the government of Australia website. And I post it there. Go and read it.
Yeah. But people will not read.
But
They will
not
never
read it.
People will
read
not
it.
research. They will still.
They
but
will
you see,
never read
If
it.
na
tell them say, Madam.
or 2 million.
No.
Healthcare worker visa. 1 year visa, accommodation, a flight. We'll take your family, your
Yeah.
cat, your dog, your goat, and they will pay.
So there's something. So that means there's something wrong with the average Nigerian that always makes them to attract scammers.
Scammers.
Because if you they think well,
You know, go
you're not supposed to fall
but
for
do you know
scammers.
that, except we want to lie, most scam is either is appealing to your greed
yes.
or is giving you a pipe dream.
Yeah.
Take 100 naira, make 600.
Yeah. Or you pass
6
back.
million.
Yeah.
All those things are things that doesn't
You
like
remember
me.
the one where they say if you tap like this,
Yes.
you go to
Yes,
get money.
you get money, yeah.
Abba.
No, that's sensitive.
Is it
In
sensitive?
this place that we are,
It's sensitive.
there are tapas here.
They are tappers. Okay.
So
You know,
let's-
I didn't. Okay.
All the tappers, please. All you tappers behind the camera.
There are tapas here.
Who are there? Who are
Behind the
that? Who are
camera.
that?
I didn't.
That
okay,
believe in it with their own mind.
I'm sorry. Oh.
Hey.
But
But you know that half of the time I keep saying to people that there are ways to do things. When people tell me I'm an agent, I say, agency for what? Because if you say you can teach someone how to go somewhere, honestly, somebody where you go meet for the back of an embassy, never traveled,
Yeah.
nothing. The person will fill visa application for you. Don't
are
you
they
think?
are they licensed to do it? Are they
exactly.
regulated? I always put it in front. If you go on my YouTube channel and you check my videos, I put it in front of all my videos. I am not a licensed travel consultant. I am not a licensed immigration consultant. Every information that I share is based on my experience. I've been to 77 countries. I have lived and worked in 5 of these countries. I think I have the capacity to be able to share based on my experience.
Yes.
If you like it, it's fine. If you
When
don't
you
like
go
it,
school, disclaimer.
I mean,
100.
you
and of course,
understand?
your wealth of knowledge comes into play as well. Because of course, if you don't have anything upstairs to share based on experience, then I mean, you don't have anything to give to people.
But a lot of people will tell me that even abroad, all this abroad that a lot of people are running to, that there's a reason why they want Africans too. Do you think there are in some of these countries that are negative underlying reasons? Like Canada, for example, I've been to Canada once, and I can categorically tell you, if I have my way, I do not want to live in Canada. I find the place very hostile. I find it very boring. I find it very, very cold and
Like modern day slavery.
yeah, there's just something about the place that doesn't agree with me. I would rather go there, visit, and come back. But Waka, you can't tell me that they just love us in this side of the world.
No, but that's not true.
That they just open their
The borders.
borders.
It's not true.
Come in.
We love all
Nigerians,
of you. We
come
love black
in.
people.
It's like juju that they used to. The Yoruba would say, "Walk way." That you are at home, and one man will stand on the mat and say, "Waka."
Come, yeah.
It's not true.
Honestly,
it's not true
there
that
must be
it's
some
not true
other
that they just love us.
negatives.
And let's look at this. You know, there are different ways to look at it. And okay, say for instance, if you see a white guy in a care home, in a nursing care home, and you see a black person in a nursing care home, if there is a weekend shift, extra shift, who do you think is more likely to take that weekend shift?
The black guy.
The black guy. Yeah. Because Ingo thinks, say, I have to send money to daddy. at home.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
have to send money to this person. I have to build house. So they will take those shifts, right? Now, they are opening their doors for people of less developed countries to come. While, contributing and giving back to their own
Their
economy.
own economy.
Yes, because you're going to pay tax, right? You're going to pay tax on everything you do in that country. So while you're coming there, you are improving their country. You're also giving back to their, to their economy. So it might look as if, their arms are open, yes, but there's also a reason why they are doing it.
So it serves
because of the
everybody,
benefits.
actually. It
Yeah,
serves you
everybody.
coming, it serves them.
everybody.
Yeah.
And I always tell people this, that saying that fear the Greeks even when they bring gifts, yeah? So
No be mirror, they tell destroy our life.
yeah,
Right, they
I got
carry-
your ancestors.
you have-
No be mirror, they show you.
and that's why I always say that when you move abroad, you need to be sure.
Yeah.
You need to plan. You need to be focused. Know why you are going there.
Yeah, that was what I was coming to.
You need to know what you want to achieve.
What should the mind, aside from I just want to leave this country, what should the mind of
I
the
just
average
want to
person who
leave
wants to
this
leave?
country is not enough. I just want to leave is not enough.
Okay.
You need to have a focus, a goal. And why everybody that consults with me, I always ask them why, when, how? Where. Why do you want to leave? Do you want to leave because, okay, Nigerian passport is the most useless passport in the world. I want a better passport. That's fine.
Yeah.
I left because of money. So is it money? Now, it's okay to say it. I don't say it with any shame. I left because of money.
Yeah.
So why are you looking for a place where I can get free education, free healthcare? That's all right.
Yeah.
Are you running away from Nigeria because of insecurity and you're looking for a place that is safe? That is fine. Are you looking for a place that you just have access to basic amenities? So you have to, and when you move for that reason, stay on task. Stay on task.
Don't deviate.
Don't deviate.
Yeah.
Don't deviate. A lot of us move abroad, we lose focus, which happens. It's life. It happens.
And I know
But-
some people feel disillusioned too.
Yes.
Because these beautiful dreams you pasted for us, Waka, I can tell you that I've met people who regretted their move.
Yes. But
Have you
we never
experienced
even
that?
Oh
say
yes.
Can you share a little bit
There
of
are there are people who say for instance, the most interesting one is when the UK announced this caregiver visa. So people were selling houses now. People were selling land. People were selling properties, only to reach the UK. Consi say first and foremost, you change naira to pounds.
Hey.
So 1 million naira will instantly become 1,000 pounds. 1,000 pounds.
That was when it was 1,000.
That was when the 1,000.
Now that pounds is almost hitting 2,000.
And you
if
find
not
that
more.
here in Nigeria, they pay water bill. How many people they pay water bill?
No, man.
You pay water bill, you pay light bill,
Gas.
Telephone
you pay
bill.
telephone bill,
Yeah.
you pay road tax,
Gas.
insurance for car, gas, all those things. Life is not as easy.
Yeah.
But again, you see, it comes to planning. People just
Up and leave.
up and leave. What is the end goal? What do you want to achieve by this move? What is the point of moving? Don't do things in a rush. Don't be desperate. I think that's the lesson. That's what is key.
If as much as, because at this point, I think a number of people are actually desperate. Yes, but as much as however desperate you are,
You still
calm
have to
down.
be desperate with sense.
Yeah.
You can be desperate with sense.
Yeah.
No amount of desperation should move you to take that step without planning.
Without planning.
Without planning.
These guys because again, like Lolo has said something in this line before. There are a number of Nigerians who, every time they just carry phone, come out. If you are coming to this country, listen. And they start
Or
to
Insta
make,
vlog.
yes, and all of that. Literally, a number of them paint this image, like you said earlier, don't come. Yeah, and all. I mean, is it still in line with what you said earlier, or actually, this is the life there? It's not rosy. You have to walk your butt off. You would walk. It's not as
easy now.
rosy as
it's not easy. That's the truth. It's not easy. No, nothing in life is
it's easy. Yeah.
Okay, but I will never bring out my phone and start recording. No, see the abroad where you won't come. You see the snow, so
Yeah.
no come. I think those tactics are just wrong. And again, it's just the human mind. We want to. That mentality of okay, I am abroad. Don't come. I will prefer you keep asking me So that, hierarchy now.
Yeah.
Social
Yeah.
stratification. So
Yeah.
let me keep looking at you there.
Yeah.
You go to drop the droplets for me.
Yeah.
That's what people want. So you get a lot of people, come share their disappointments online for people and discourage people. It doesn't work that way all the time. I see people recording themselves crying because they are lonely.
Yeah.
Yes, loneliness happens now, but there are ways to mitigate these things.
Yeah.
Go to the bar and meet people. Go to
Tinder.
the park. There's Tinder.
Look,
there's Facebook.
You can look
there's
for people.
Bumble.
If you look for
Go to
Nigerians,
church.
within your own
You
space.
cannot say it is you that doesn't want to make the effort. So when you say you're lonely, we all know when you're moving abroad, you're going to start afresh.
Definitely.
The friends you made here, you decided you're going to leave them. They cannot come with you. So you're going to.
So that means a number of people are not ready mentally for that switch.
Yes, they're not meant. They see the glamour and the ritz and all
And they
the
forget
flashes,
the work.
and they forget that when you move abroad. And there's one time I trended for a quote. I said, "Moving abroad is not about money. It is of courage." Because moving abroad requires a lot of courage.
Yes.
You will leave your friends and family.
Yeah.
You will leave the food. Cold go kill you. You're changing totally.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of courage to make that move.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow, I could listen to, a lot of times I will tell you on this podcast that here is about sense. Because if we talk to intellectuals, and if you cannot pick sense from any of these things,
So they call me intellectual now, intellectual.
Intellectual. When you hear it from better people that have been there, done that. But a lot of people still like, following charlatans, people quacks, people that will just siphon their money.
Yep.
And they will go. But recently, I don't know if Waka remembered one boy in London.
That boy.
What do you think about what he
Which
did?
boy in London?
You don't know that guy where go they talk say Nigerians they use camo, they bring their dependence.
Yes.
I
yes.
can't hear allegedly say be like say the
No,
boy cast.
but then that's wrong.
It wasn't
It
true.
wasn't true.
So it wasn't true.
No, it wasn't true. It's
That's
still-
That they deport him.
No.
And they say he used his money to come and build the house. Yeah.
No.
So you see, that's why it's not good to listen to
not true.
live blogs.
I
But
mean,
honestly, a lot of people felt slighted by that. Do you think
when
it's-
he made that video, I didn't make any comment about it because I just felt it was a waste of time. Again, let's start afresh. So he did that video with the BBC, and so the question I asked myself is, of all the content creators, migration and content creators on YouTube, on Instagram that they found, it is him. They went to invite. How? That's number one. There's several people that could have spoken better.
Yeah.
Okay. And number two, I think that, again, when you're on the microphone, you just begin to jab.
Yes.
And it takes a lot of self-control for you to know what to say,
how
and
to say it. Yeah.
When I was in the university, I used to sleep with allegedly, with a lot of my lecturers. And I really work hard. Even all the real estate
moguls
in this state, I allegedly have bounced all of
exactly.
Shade.
So I think that maybe they told him, we're going to interview you, and he was like, oh God, I'm going to be on BBC.
Yeah.
The excitement made him say a lot of things. He said he didn't really think about them and the consequences. And he got a lot of things wrong. Because while you have Nigerians on the other side doing the wrong things, you have a lot of Nigerians doing exceptional things.
Yeah.
And this is not just about Nigerians, right? People speak about Nigerians because we're the 6th largest population in the world. You expect that. But it's the same with the Indians. It's the same with the Chinese. It's the same with the Pakistanis and the Bangladeshis. It's the same. So it's not peculiar to Nigeria. Because, again, if you look at the percentages of Nigerians in the UK, we're not rich. So don't be thinking that, Nigerians are everywhere in the UK. It's a lie. There are more countries the nationals of other countries that are more than Nigerians in the UK. So I think at the time he was in a haste, he was in a hurry, didn't do his research properly, shouldn't have said some things, and people will blame him for that interview because it led to a lot of decisions down the line. So
Being Oga well for a lot of Nigerians. Well, a lot of people. Sorry, this one is not serious. But a lot of women say that there's no husband in their abroad.
It's a lie.
And you are walking about.
It's a lie.
Because
You both of you. Don't be saying, see, I'm not even finished. Two are married men. Nice.
Please, about the immigration. Let us talk immigration, not marriage.
This is a question. I have don't marginalize me.
Why they shout?
Don't marginalize
You are not
me.
married.
Don't shut me
But
out.
you're not married. Are you married?
No. I have been married.
Forget. I'll be champion before not being anything now.
No, I get.
Mike Tyson.
I use everything senior you.
Forget that thing.
You get people where they call me mommy.
I know say you
They are
get
your
squad.
nieces and nephews.
I have people I've
They
raised.
have raised. But funny enough, Waka, a lot of women have actually come out to say there's no husband abroad. Honestly,
Not just
I've
women,
heard-
even men.
Even
A
men.
lot of men
say
will come and tell you, man, all
women
the
don't
Nigerian girls for that side say
But
they
I think I don't. For me, I think maybe they're not looking hard enough. And I
How
think
can a lot
people
of
say
women not be
or
looking
people
hard?
say this thing that
Everybody needs a house now because cold day.
Men abroad prefer to come home
Yeah.
and look for partners.
At home, yeah.
That's what people say.
Because a number of them feel
That's what we say.
Nigerian, their own people over
There are
there.
many eligible women in Nigeria.
Yeah, more eligible women in Nigeria. But all those people that say that there's no, there are men. No. Maybe they are selective. Because abroad you have pasta, you have jollof rice, you have English
swallow.
breakfast.
They are swallows.
See the way they tell you, women,
You have
honestly.
ice cream,
Yeah.
chocolate,
See the way they tell you such qualified
and their
food.
turkeys.
and the turkeys.
No, it's not experience. though. It's
They are
just
turkeys.
turkeys. You have to give it life.
Wow.
But Nigerians, how has this thing also affected? Because I see it also affect when it comes to this visa issuance and all of that. The negative image a lot of Nigerians have also given the country itself. How has it really affected? Now, for someone like you who put out content and all of that, it's also going to affect somewhere in that process.
There's a huge bias, especially for those of for people who come from third world countries and people who have passports that have weak strength.
E.g.
E.g. Nigeria.
Green passport.
Nigeria is 89th strongest passport in the world. 89th or 98th
89th.
strongest passport in the world. And that's a concern. And it's because number one, our leaders. I still always tell myself that I don't think I'm wrong. For you to be a president in Nigeria or to be a leader in Nigeria, your brain cannot be working. It's a special qualification you need to have.
You must have a non-working brain.
Yes. If your brain is working, if your brain is working, you can never be a leader in Nigeria and even Africa.
Yeah.
Go and look at it. Just look at it. Because you would think that these people go abroad, they see how things work.
The average Nigerian president goes abroad for medical checkup.
When they go,
But
they
even
didn't
when
take
they
their
close
glasses.
their eyes,
No, they didn't take
they
their
didn't take their glasses.
Ah.
You see that things are working, and then you come back home and say it's difficult to implement. I don't still understand. It is they see it.
Yeah.
They
This is
see
a
it,
country
and
that-
that's why diplomatic relations break down. That is why they see.
And many of them have investments in other countries.
Yeah, you hear of people
have
who
things
say
that are working.
They get to borders.
Yeah.
They get to borders. You flash your green passport. They will pull you out of the
Stay
line.
here.
and say,
Yeah.
Stay here.
Very embarrassing.
You're not tifo.
Yes.
I
But you
remember-
will feel like a thief.
They will search your soul.
Maybe 2018. I went to the Schengen zone. I just left Italy with a Schengen visa, and I was going to Greece. I'd entered. Though. I didn't leave Italy and went back home. I just went from Italy to Greece. I got to Greece. I was the only black guy on the queue. They just see my passport. They pull me to the side. I spent 2 hours. They were all the lights, they use light, they look the visa. I say, I've used this visa to enter it. They look the lights, they turn.
Something in you could say, I just know you know be thief.
I say,
You may be a thief.
I say, I
It's a
got this
bad
thing from
thing,
your embassy. But that's because they know.
Yeah.
They know that our leaders are thieves.
Yeah.
They're greedy. Okay? They don't do what they should do in their capacity.
Yeah.
And so they treat us the way our leaders treat us now. It's very easy. I mean, you read about the lady who recently, an ambassador who got denied visa.
Yes. Oh, Olakunrin's parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said they actually denied them visa, and he was a one-time ambassador of Nigeria.
So
And
if
I
you can
wonder-
afford to buy a foreign passport, buy it. I'm not saying this is because there are people that will come for me now and say, but I use my Nigerian passport. I've gotten visa to 50 countries. Yes, now. Yes,
Yeah.
it's true now.
But if you can buy,
If you have a crate of egg, one will be bad. Abi?
It happen.
So out of every negative, there's always a positive.
Yeah.
So yes, it might have worked for you, but the reality is that flashing a passport from a weak passport from a third world country, they just look at you as,
So basically, if you can actually buy
Yes.
Buy.
Buy.
another from another country.
I was talking with someone and say, all these Yahoo boys, what do they use their money do? Really? Do they buy passport? I they ask you now.
I know.
You know, be ex.
Alpha. Because really, man,
Honestly,
because
there's
when
some
you bring out
truth.
these things,
No, this is a truth.
Yeah.
you know,
A truth
Yeah.
that
because
hits
by the
our
time you
head.
flash these passports, to they bring out Nigerian passports, one of my friends was like, man, to bring out Nigerian passport for
Stay.
Yankee where I did.
You can
they do me like
only-
say by the time I
you can
submit, I
only
know that I'm already.
travel.
Yeah.
He feel
Nigerian passport, you can only travel 45 countries without a visa. Let's mention.
And those, they said half of it is desert
Yes,
and water.
now, let's mention some of those countries. Most of the countries they West Africa.
Yeah.
So you can go Benin Republic, Togo, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Gambia, till you reach Cape Verde.
yeah.
Visa free. Now they look the other countries. Niger, where they fight war. You want to go there? Chad, where terrorists day. You want to go there? Or they now say you should go to Barbados. Where water day.
Yeah.
And before you reach Barbados, you fly like 3 days. Or you go to Fiji Island, that is close to Australia. You need a Schengen visa to reach there, or UK visa to reach there. Those are the issues now. These
Waka.
are the issues.
Please, it's time for you to come and be waka anyway. Because all these things this is more. See, we've entered the show high. You have made us finish the show low. Eh?
No, but it's important. I mean, for me, most importantly, the thing is, as long as you've mentioned the thing that the average Nigerian should have at the back of his mind, if you have to travel, that for me is very important. Everybody we want travel, shall hear that one.
Yeah.
And know where your mind should be before you leave. No go travel. Now, can't go to do video for people. Come to tell us how the country. They say they get people they way nowhere for the country. They have beggars on the streets. They have this prepare your mind before you travel. Make we no go the years long
Wow.
story.
Thank you so much, Wakawaka Doctor. It's been so insightful.
Yep.
There's so many things I learned just from this particular discussion. And tell me, say, let one or two. Because a word is enough for the wise. This is the kind of podcast you share, reach your village. So all those people that are coming to tell you people that there is something there, you better ask them relevant questions or consult. Waka, somebody come our village, they say they will help us. Take our children, will not go school. Say they go school, they go do this. Because sometimes verification is very necessary.
Yeah.
And if you have resource people that can actually debunk some things, and beautiful thing in social media, it's easy. Slide into his DM and say one or two.
On
He
Instagram.
Where?
On
On
IG.
Instagram, on YouTube, anywhere, it's Wakawaka
It's
Doctor.
big everywhere.
Wakawaka Doctor.
Yes, it's
Big
big everywhere.
Yeah.
Big things, the more like.
Yeah.
Aragola, no get any energy. Wow. Okay, I understand. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for keeping it real with us this particular podcast. Till the next time, we'll see you. Waka
Kachifo.
with sense.
Waka with
Waka with
sense.
sense.
Waka with sense.
Correct.
It's my
Adios.
piece, yo.
Adios.